It is good weekend.
Turn my volume down.
It's episode 90 something of the Sweat More
92.
Stroke. Oh, let's do a Mitch McConnell.
Mitch, do you want to go to the back? Let's go back.
All right.
Let's go back.
All right.
It's fine. Are you done speaking to the people?
I just saw that yesterday.
So funny.
I was totally clicked off of everything Yeah. for like a week and a half. And then you come back and you see a dead turtle in Congress. I didn't know. Yeah, I was
my
like,
God,
is the
dude.
world going to be still there? I don't know. Dead turtle. Yeah.
It did look like a turtle.
This
in
is
that.
episode 92. Episode 90 got 101 views on YouTube.
Nice.
We have 61 subs on YouTube. So.
Nice. We're fucking growing.
Wow.
The last few have done like really good actually. So
Nice.
and that one Broncos uniform video we talked about.
Yeah, isn't it up like 1.4K or something?
1.8K. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Crazy. And it has like
Well, now because the Denver Broncos
30-something
has the new
comments.
alternate helmets, it's got
Dude,
the snow caps.
I want to talk about that real quick.
All right.
Real quick.
This week in Dilly Sports.
Tilly Sports.
Daily Sport, can you turn my volume down just
Again?
Yeah, dude. Well,
All right.
it's loud.
We'll start it again because he fucking failed the
Talk
landing.
about Messi.
All right. This week in Dilly Sports. What happened in this week's Dilly Sports?
Messi
Dilly?
makes 7 goals in a row, right? Is that correct?
In 3 games, yes.
7.
Yes, you had
Three
7
three
though, right?
games.
7's right.
Nice.
Turns
Which
out
is
the
pretty
business
ridiculous.
is a good business deal for the people making money.
Yeah, that's
all
for
I gotta
sure.
say.
But 7 goals in 3 games, ridiculous. Broncos. I am so mad. So mad.
You don't like the snow caps?
Why? Well,
Bronco helmets or something?
yes. Why the fuck is it not baby blue? Why the fuck did we not go baby blue? We could change the color of the helmet and we didn't go baby blue? What the fuck? I had
Been there, done that.
yes, but it's one of the greatest helmets in
It
football
is one of the
history.
greatest helmets, but they're needing new, fresh.
I know, and I
They're
do,
already doing the retro with the D.
Yeah, but we've done that for so many years with the dark blue helmet.
Yeah.
And it's the same uniform
Yeah.
with the white helmet.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is it not all white? Why are we not going
I
all
don't
white?
know.
All white, I'd be like, okay, I see what you did, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know, because then that's a little too collegiate.
I guess
All white is too
I guess a
collegiate.
little bit, but
I was just annoyed
Fuck
with
it.
all of the comments that on the Denver Broncos post where they're like, so you stole the Cleveland Browns thing. And it's like,
true. But they're all
motherfucker, the
white.
Cleveland Browns stole everybody's thing from 1960 because it's literally just a fucking line on a fucking helmet.
That's
Like,
all
what
it
the
is.
fu-
Yeah, it's literally a different recoloration of the Penn State helmet. So
Like, what the fuck? Like, are you really telling me, like, we stole the Cleveland Browns? Because, like, that's like me that's telling someone who shit in a toilet. It's like, hey, you stole my thing. It's like, no, everyone does that. Just everyone shits in toilets, dude. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
What a helmet, too. I'm looking it up.
yeah, it's that white one.
Dude, it's fire. I
Interesting.
like it.
It
But you
looks
like the
it
blue?
looks good.
It
But-
looks dope.
Search up baby blue Denver Broncos helmet.
I just think they needed something.
I
something
respect.
actually
Well, so
new.
here's why I respect that decision. I wish I think. Yeah, that's the
Like
one.
that.
Come on now, that's
It
beautiful.
looks pretty good. It's
That's fucking
like Boise
beautiful.
State color. Is this? Yeah.
No, Boise
mean-
State colors like this blue.
Yeah.
But
That's like.
But that's kind of the challenge with the Denver Broncos to try to not be Boise State because they keep on like accidentally stealing Boise State style.
yeah. That's really good. I do think the white looks a little bit outdated, if I could be honest.
Well,
The-
they went for a modern look. So
yeah.
with
So
like
it's
an old logo.
Yeah.
The
So I
logo's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. You almost want to go back to that logo a little
Yeah,
bit. But
you kind of want to make that the main and then the
Right.
current logo the alternate, but
right. But yeah, no. I will say this. I appreciate because there's so much like retro bandwagon going on right
Yeah.
now, and they're fantastic. The Seattle Seahawks might have the greatest uniform. That throwback is absolutely sexy as fuck. Eagles, sexy as fuck.
yeah.
Who else did a throwback? I swear there was more than that. Falcons, they have their,
Did
but
we
they've been doing
clap?
that. Oh no, let's do that.
Oh yeah. Also,
Sorry, I'll figure it out.
drinks. The drink.
All right, let's get into that. No, let's do it now first. Let's do it first.
All right. So this.
We were at the grocery store together, and I I won't give
Yeah.
myself some credit, but I did point it out.
Yeah, no, I saw him before. I thought I was tripping ball sack because Baja Blast was now in the store.
Right.
What?
Which is pretty wild. It is
Well,
limited time.
Fuck
I'd
my
say.
arteries.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's insane.
And Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
I just watched.
I kind of hate them.
They're,
Oh, man.
they might rub you off the wrong way, but
Yeah.
Hey, I'll rub
they
me
seem
off.
like good guys. But who knows? It's a TV show after all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they did every Mountain Dew flavor. That's like the only episodes I like, are the when they try everything. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, kind of curious.
Yeah, when they just
That'd
talk
be
about
kinda fun.
Yeah, when they do that, it's cool. But when they talk about the world, it's like, I hate you.
Yeah, I don't watch those.
Yeah.
But they tried every Mountain Dew flavor, and Baja Blast actually didn't make it into the top 4 at all, which was interesting. But I think it's just because there's so many crazy other flavors that are more intense
Za,
flavor,
yeah,
right?
more
That one's
za.
it's not a very intense flavor.
Yeah.
It's a very casual Mountain
But
Dew.
it's so good.
So Dilly, pass it around. Everybody knows what Baja Blast is. You go to fucking Taco Bell.
Baja Blast.
You go to Taco Bell. You know what you're
Taco Bell.
fucking getting for
Yep.
drink.
Well, Baja Blast, little ass explosion. Both.
I'm so pissed. I tried to get Taco Bell yesterday, and this happened 3 times. The driver just cancels on me. He says, "Fuck you."
Oh man, that's some pressure behind it. Yeah, I'm all about pressure, but I don't know about that. you know? Yeah, didn't it?
That had some pressure on
I
it.
tried to talk into the fucking drink.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that actually did.
It's so
God.
good.
It slaps.
It's just
It slaps.
it's a
but
winner.
what did win on Good Mythical Morning?
Oh my god, 147.
Spark. The one I just had on
Oh.
a few episodes ago.
Oh. Nice.
That.
But this is probably still my favorite Mountain Dew flavor.
Yeah, it's just too good.
It's, I don't know. This might, if they had a different flavor, Taco Bell, like Baja, if they had a different flavored Mountain Dew that was limited edition, it would probably still apply to that. But this feels like the best flavor for Taco Bell. Is that just me, or is that just because
No, I think it is. It's just
it tastes like Taco Bell?
it tastes like Taco Bell smells when you walk in.
Yeah.
How to describe it? It's like you just I don't know. I associate it just reminds me. Yeah.
I don't know,
Reminds
but
me of
it's
Taco
great.
Bell.
So I wanted you just to get it because I just wanted to have it that bad.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. And 147. How does this work? You explain the mathematics to me. 147% is sugar. How can it go over 100%? Is that over 200%?
because that's daily
73
value.
grams of sugar.
Daily
It's
value.
daily value.
Damn, it's over 100.
73 grams of sugar.
That's a lot of.
That's
fucking
ridiculous. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Like
You-
Coke is like 45.
Dude, you save so much money on a motorcycle.
Sugar.
Yeah.
What's
You
that?
know why?
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Because when you're driving home from
Uh-huh.
work and you're just like, fuck, I don't want to cook. That's a lot of work to cook
Yeah.
dinner after I worked super hard.
Yep.
For
Oh
9
yeah, you
hours
can
a
stop
day.
by somewhere.
You can stop by somewhere and you just get Taco Bell. You know what you don't do on a motorcycle? Stop by somewhere because you're not hitting the fucking drive-through on a motorcycle.
Yeah, so it's
You got to
almost
go
saves you.
inside, sit down, eat it at wherever you stop. You can't just take it.
Is that really saving that much money though?
I mean, it can. It depends on how
I-
fucking.
You'd have to go
horrible-
often, right?
Yeah, you would have to go often. Where you really save money is the fact that like you spend like no money on gas.
I was gonna say like
Well, that's what I. Yeah.
Like on my bike, I
what?
spend $40, $45 a month.
That's
insane.
pretty sweet.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what is it? Like
and
couple-
$45 a month on insurance also.
Also,
Yeah,
really
can't
fucking
beat
sweet.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
but
like
you might
kinda-
get your head cut off. one
that's
day, so-
pretty tubular.
Yeah.
Well, you get a good helmet and you fucking.
Yeah,
That's
but
the thing. You trade it for safety, but you know, economy's rough.
Dude, technology nowadays,
You gotta.
it's kind of safe still.
Well, they'll give you a new
Dude,
head?
those helmets, really fucking, really
No,
good.
No, they're
The
good.
jackets, really good. And
They're
then there's
also really
pants.
good.
I mean, the pants are really expensive, and I need to get a pair of those. But
Yeah.
like, it's $110, and there's like Kevlar inner lining in
Pretty
these
amazing.
jeans.
110's not too bad for them being that nice.
Yeah. And there's like videos of them literally like holding onto a chain behind a motorcycle, getting dragged on asphalt for like 500 feet,
Jesus.
and it still didn't even make it to their ass.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And
It didn't get break through the Kevlar, so it's like
And-
you're good.
You're good for
and
sure.
You have? Do you have ABS on your bike?
Yeah.
Or no. Oh, okay.
There's a
ABS
fucking
is- go ahead.
there's a fucking fight amongst motorcycle riders.
Because ABS, no ABS.
Yeah, because some people think ABS is good because like in cars they have ABS, like so that way you don't lock up your brakes and go into a slide.
Yeah.
But with motorcycle riders, because you're so in tune and you kind of are just connected with the machine and part of it at that point
Yeah.
versus a car, they think ABS might be a bad thing because motorcycle riders, it's easier to feel when you're going to go to a full and complete stop in a slide. But with ABS, you don't know how much the ABS is going to affect it, so you don't know how long it's going to take to stop.
I'm with you. I think I wouldn't like it on a bike. I think they tried to be safer, but I think you want to feel, and if the wheels lock up, you're like, okay, the lock up. You just know your bike, but ABS, you don't know what the fuck it's going to do.
Yeah,
you're like, when is it going to start? When is it going to activate?
Yeah, and it's so much easier to react on a bike because you can move it because it's only so heavy.
Yeah.
So you can actually move the vehicle to work with the slide versus a car, you're like disconnected at the wheel. It's so big, so heavy. You might not actually, you have to be a professional driver essentially to figure it all out. To do the same quality of effect in a car that you would so easily do on a bike that any novice could do.
To update ABS, tell Tanner too. ABS is that when you hit the brake pedal and it shakes.
Anti-lock braking system.
Yeah, and like you're in the snow or something, it's like so it keeps your wheels from locking up. Completely.
Yeah, so when it feels your wheels completely lock up, it will electronically release the brakes, even though your foot's still down. So that way it continues to spin, and then it kind of spurts the brakes instead of fucking just a hard
ripping
stop.
them. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, that's a thing.
Anywho,
it is a crazy thing
debate on bike. Yeah,
when you're on like ice or something,
and it's like,
the fuck, you save so much money. I'm saving so much fucking money.
True, that's awesome.
But that's cool.
So Baja Blast slap
winner. Good job, Dill.
Last topic we'll talk about sports is CU or just Pac-12.
Okay, yeah, dude.
Are they good now?
We chose a horrible time. This is like a fucking 2-episode fucking conversation with me. I want to fucking put pencils in eyes.
So CU's bad now.
No. Oh. Well, yes, but
I never know because they're
yes, but no, yes.
Yep.
So
they came back.
College people, money grubbing whores are ruining the purity and greatness that is fucking collegiate sport.
That's all you need to know.
Man.
Yeah. Yep. So for the longest time, the way state colleges make money off of their sports is by selling tickets, not by TV sales.
Oh yeah.
So, by doing so, they need rivalries. They need things to where people will show up to that game. And way back when and all that, people didn't give a fuck about Alabama. I mean, they read that Alabama won the national championship in the newspaper, and that was about it. And they saw it on the news at night, but that was it. They didn't care if Alabama came and played Colorado when they were in Boulder. They only cared about seeing CSU play Colorado, and they cared about Nebraska playing Colorado, and they cared about Utah and all the regional stuff because there's rivalries there. There's the borders and stuff like that. And you're like, I have a cousin from Utah. I can call him a fucking bitch pussy if fucking Colorado wins.
Yeah.
So you love regional rivalries. So way back when all these conferences started, they were all regional. Big Ten, Midwestern Conference, SEC, South, Southern, stuff like that. ACC, all the coastal Appalachian stuff and whatnot. Going from Boston down to South Carolina, Florida State, all that. So that's like East Coast stuff. Pac-12 was West Coast.
Okay.
Big 12 was Central Southern.
What about fuck 12?
I mean,
sorry.
fuck 12 if you get wilding enough at the bars.
I'm joking.
And it was great and wonderful. And I still feel like collegiate sport only works with those rivalries.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
so it's all about rivalries.
Yeah,
all
because there's
regionals.
Because there's too many teams to have the fucking the continental rivalries.
Yeah.
Like it works in
Playing
the
across country.
it works in
I
the
see.
NFL because there's only 30 teams. There's like a fucking 100.
128. Yeah.
There you go. 128. Look at this guy. Fucking fact checker right there.
Big guy.
Big
College football.
Big,
It's like the
big
only
number
thing.
guy.
Fact checkers.
Big number guy.
You know what I mean?
But now colleges make more money off of TV sales than they do off of gate tickets. So they don't give a fuck about that.
No.
They just give a fuck about how many people watch.
That ruins it. That fucking
That,
ruins
exactly.
it. Yeah.
So now it all started a year ago when USC and UCLA both said, deuces Pac-12. I don't give a
West Coast, right?
I don't give
USC's University of Southern California and
Okay.
University of California, Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Both those schools
Yeah.
went now.
LA schools. 2 LA schools.
Yeah.
They were basically 60% of the market of Pac-12, which was an underlying problem, is the fact that 2
True.
schools were 60% of your revenue stream. But that's neither here nor there. And they
Anymore,
said,
especially.
deuces, pussies, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to go be with the Big Ten. And everyone looked at them
The
like,
Big Ten's like Northeast and Midwest,
yeah,
Okay.
like Michigan,
all the way across the
Ohio.
fucking country.
Yeah, Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, stuff like that.
New York,
Yep.
Rutgers, right? They're in New York, right? Where the fuck
I don't-
aren't they?
No.
I swear. Well,
Indiana?
that Indiana's also in the. Oh God, where I swear they were in
Anyway.
New York. They're east though.
Yeah,
East.
anyway, it's a
Yep.
Midwestern Great Lakes conference.
Right.
And then they were like, deuces, we're going to that because Big Ten made a contract deal with, like, I think ESPN or CBS or something like that, to where they had exclusive rights for all of their football games or all their home football games till 2035 or whatever, like this, like a 15-year contract for $1 billion.
New Jersey.
Every single
Crazy.
college got $55 million guaranteed. Damn. A year.
Whoa.
So
Whoa. Yeah.
And then so it was just a fucking running grab. And then Big 12, that like is the smallest of the Big 5 conferences. So then Texas and Oklahoma, the biggest cash grabs, so essentially the same as USC and UCLA for the Pac-12. They said, fuck you guys, deuces. We want big boy dollars. Went to the SEC with Alabama and stuff like that has like $890 million contract. So then Big 12's fucked, and now everyone's like, fuck, there's blood in the water. Time to stab my fucking baby because,
Blood in the water. That's a good
there's
song
blood in the
right there.
water, so time to kill my firstborn son so I can live.
Wow. Hey, you got to do it. Sometimes it's just they, you know.
Yeah,
you
so
gotta
that's
lose
how
a
they
life.
feel.
yeah, facts. And so Colorado went to the Big 12 was shitting out offers to everybody. Shitting
Yeah,
out offers,
big
shitting out
shits, yeah.
offers.
Big ass.
And then Colorado, Arizona State, and Utah all said, Big 12, here we come, baby. Oregon,
Damn, dude.
Did all of them?
yep,
Jesus.
not all at the same time. Colorado went by themselves, and then
Right.
all on the same day, Arizona State, Arizona, and Utah said, like a week later, said, Big 12, baby. So now,
Jesus Christ.
and then
God.
Pac-12's done.
Washington and Oregon said, fuck my ass raw. There's only 6 of us. Holy fuck my days.
It ain't gonna be the Pac-6.
What
It
the
gonna
fuck
be
am I going to
Pac-4.
do? So you know what the fucking Washington and Oregon did? Their 2 biggest ones besides UCLA and USC. They said, deuces, pussies, you can die with grandpa.
Oh my
I'm going
God,
to the
dude.
Big Ten with UCLA and USC. I'm going with Big Brother.
So this is
fuck
like-
off, bitch.
There's
So now
definitely
all
blood in the
there
water.
is Oregon State, Stanford,
Who else? Oh, jeez. Arizona
Cal.
left, right?
Cal.
Both Arizona. Oh, yeah, Cal still
Cal.
there.
So Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, and
Who's the last one? Washington State.
Washington State.
Yeah.
And that's it. And those are the 4 that's left. So now it's dead because
They have to leave.
and they found out because the reason why. So it was kind of like the fucking president of the Pac-12 conference just fucking shat the bed harder than
of
fucking
course.
living hell.
How could you
Damn,
not?
dude.
Apparently the guy before him laid the seed for fucking failure and then fucking they fired him way too late. So now this guy was kind of dealt a bad hand and he tried to make it work but he didn't make it work.
But he sucks.
There's
Sometimes.
only so many 3-hour time slots across the TV spectrum.
Yeah.
Across all those channels. So like after SEC, because all of these conferences have deals already done and finished. It was Pac-12 that was up because their deal is done on 2024. So after all of these conferences made their deals, they were like, fuck, we don't have time. There's not a time for us to sell because they're all booked out by the other conferences. So they went to streaming. And these schools were like, money. So when they saw Big Ten
Big
get
Ten.
$55 million a year for each school with a $1 billion fucking contract,
Yep.
so insane.
It is insane.
But I mean, that's gonna shorten down. I feel like with now all these fucking teams in there. But
It's
anyway,
gonna be a 20-team
yeah,
conference.
a 20-team conference. It's
Million.
insane.
Ridiculous.
And then the Big 12 is now the Big 16 or something like that. I think.
In the Pac-4.
The Pac-4. Pac-12 was about to, but now Apple's probably going to back out of it because it fucking sucks. They were going to make a deal with Apple where it was $22 million guaranteed, and then there was
each school.
to
Yeah.
each school, and then there was links that the Apple would create with Apple TV where if they signed up with that link, that would be added revenue stream, so they would get a percentage of every subscriber that school brought into Apple TV.
Dang.
So,
Ooh.
yeah. And Pat McAfee was talking about it today, and he was like, that's kind of a fucking predatory thing that people do at like startup podcast kind of thing, where it's like you get like an umbrella company that produces podcasts, and you're like kind of there. You're like at 15K subs, and you're like just enough to maybe you should quit your job. So they swoop in. They're like, hey, we'll handle it all for you, and this and that. And then like, but your revenue will be based off of how many subscribers you pull in, and it'll be a percentage of that. So you have to pull in subscribers. But once you're a fucking heavily established thing, and it's like, well, no. Like, they're going to come to see me no matter what. So I'm not going to do that, because if they don't use my link, I don't get the credit. But I know they're going to come because of me no matter what. They just might not use the link. So Pat McAfee's like, at a position where I'm in, I would say fuck off and think it's insulting if anyone ever offered that to me. Yeah. So these established colleges, think that's probably fucking insulting that they would go along with that. Like, what the fuck?
True.
Yeah.
So Apple shat out a horrible offer, but the president of the Pac-12 also was fucking horrible about like not like fucking squashing this and like trying to make a deal as fast as possible. I think you should have gone to Amazon, because Amazon offered apparently more than $1 billion to the Big Ten, and the Big Ten turned it down because they just didn't know about the reach that Amazon Prime would have. But Amazon Prime has Thursday Night Football, so it has the reach. It's guaranteed to have the reach. So I think Pac-12 should have fucking pushed for Amazon Prime, and I guarantee they probably could have gotten like $900 million out of that.
Such a ridiculous time just for streaming services and all this stuff.
Yeah. So, but now I think it's dead, because like I'm going to use Colorado as an example, because I'm a Colorado boy. When you think about Colorado and you think about places you want to shit on and say you're a fucking horrible fucking place and why the fuck would anyone want to live there? What places first come to mind where it's like, oh, yeah, we have a rivalry and I want to shit on them and say they suck dick?
Where's the first place?
Probably.
Probably.
Colorado wants to shit on what place first, above all else?
Nebraska. I mean, that's the first one.
Nebraska. Okay. Where else? Just think in general, not football, just like in general. Like, that state
Colorado?
sucks. That state sucks.
Colorado. I mean, not Colorado.
Utah,
California, sorry.
Utah. Okay.
California. No.
California. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
California.
California sucks.
Kansas. I don't know. I don't know.
It's all
New York.
fucking Western. It's all Western.
Yeah. Right.
We want to
feel retarded.
dude.
I know. I was like, what's the right
yeah,
answer?
So there's a huge alternative music scene. So now there's a
Yeah.
fucking weird ass natural rivalry, which I don't know how music makes rivalries, but there's a rivalry with fucking Washington because they have Seattle and fucking Kurt Cobain, and Colorado has all their shit, and then Seahawks versus Denver Broncos. So there's a rivalry between Washington and kind of the Oregon area too. And then California, same sort of thing, because everyone fucking hates California and whatnot. Arizona, New Mexico, border states. Utah, border state, and they're Mormon. We love to make fun of Mormons. Who would not want to make fun of Mormons?
Yeah,
Come on.
respectfully.
Right.
Yes.
Kansas, it's like you kind of want to shit on them because like, but it's too boring to shit on Kansas. None of us shit on Kansas because it's just like we only have one joke towards Kansas. It's like you're flat,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
bitch. You're
Same
flat.
After
Same with all
that,
your chicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
like
I'll
after that, it's like we don't have any jokes because there's nothing else to joke about because all you are is flat.
flat.
You don't even have anything to make a joke about besides being flat because
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Right.
Boring.
very
Oklahoma,
interesting.
we barely touch them. It's like a little.
Well, they're gone.
It's a dick tip.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're
Hey.
they're saying like because we're going back to the Big 12, it's going to be an OSU Colorado rivalry again.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Okay. Which so
But either way, it's like our rivalries, like the main hub of Big 12 is Texas with TCU, Baylor, and Texas Tech. And Colorado could give two fucks less of a shit about Texas.
maybe TCU of any of those teams, just because we're going to play them this year. So maybe
Maybe.
that starts something.
Yeah, maybe. But like we could care fuck all
Yeah.
about Texas. We only went to Texas because Prime wants to recruit out of Texas easily.
Right.
That's it. They're fucking ruining the fucking regional rivalries.
Well,
Pac-12
yes.
was
No,
always a
100%.
better. Colorado was originally in the Big 12 and then went to the Pac-10 in 2010. I think that was for the best. I think Pac-10 was Pac-12 was a way better fucking fit. 1,000,000% for
Right.
Colorado
Yeah.
and Colorado culture than the fucking Big 12.
Gotcha.
so this is what I'm going to say about it. I agree with the rivalries thing. That's what makes college football so great. Because,
Yeah.
well, college football experience and atmosphere, there's nothing like it. There's
Yeah.
European sports, soccer and stuff, it's up there. But just because it's like kids playing in college and all ages, from 100 to like 1, are watching those games in the stadium. There's nothing like it. The music
Yeah.
and the bands, and all, so there's nothing like college football. That's all I'm saying. So with the rivalries, it's the cherry on top, right? So yes, with all this fucking moving, so with UCLA and USC, those two LA schools going, playing, Rutgers is New Jersey, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So they could have to play Rutgers, which is completely polar opposites across the fucking country, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
And they don't give a fuck about their fan bases,
right?
Because they only care about East Coast. That was the big reason why, like Pac-12 was Pac-12 after dark, because all these people in the Central time zones and the Eastern time zones that finished watching Alabama and Clemson and Boston College and shit like that, by the time all the fucking West Coast Pac-12 games started, it was like 11 o'clock midnight for them. So it was like late night football if they were watching Pac-12 football, if you were on the East Coast. So it was Pac-12 after dark. Now, they're still going to... The main reason why they went to the Big 12 or Big 10 is because Big 16, Big 20, whatever the fuck it is. I can't keep numbers straight anymore because they're all fucking moving.
Yeah, I'm the same way with numbers.
The fucking... yeah, I'm just going to go with Big 20. So now that they're with the Big 20... all of those time slots for their games are still going to be based off of Central and Eastern time zones. So you know what that means for all of these West Coast fuckers? It's going to be like Super Bowl 50 when the Broncos played in Levi Stadium in Colorado,
California.
in
Yep.
California at the 49ers Stadium. It's going to be a fucking 1 p.m. game.
Yeah.
Who the fuck tailgates at 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, somebody will.
They
America.
will, but you can't get fucking shithouse brick fucked.
Yeah.
With a
At
fucking 35
a.m.
bratwurst ready to fucking rage
Yeah.
cage you into a fucking RV with fucking 3 single moms
Right.
off of
true.
starting
Some-
at 10 a.m.
Right.
I mean,
You
maybe
can't. You
maybe
just
if you're
can't.
young. Maybe if you're young,
Bill's
but I think-
Mafia can't fucking rise to that occasion. That's too much of a challenge.
Way too early.
But that's
Um,
early as fuck. That's insane.
So, okay. So, I want to go back to like CU, moving to the Big 12. So, we kind of talked about all the like cons of all this, right? And they are pretty heavy cons, and I agree with all. of
Yeah.
them. But the pros, there are pros to this.
Yeah.
One pro, simple, small pro, is it is reminiscent of the glory days because they were in the Big
Yeah.
12 when they were actually
Natties.
good football team,
Yeah.
like the best. So that's cool to go back. If they were going to go to any conference, it's nice they're going there.
But further point, Coach Mack recruited almost all of those superstars out of California.
Right, yeah,
That
he
got
did.
us a natty.
He went straight to
we
the
were
fucking
we were a West Coast team
Yeah.
that won a natty. We were
Right.
West Coast teams.
Playing in the Mid-South, yeah. So, but they're going back to the Big 12. And I will say this, because of TCU, Big 12 has some rep
Yeah.
going forward. Them going to the national championship did a lot for that
I mean, they
conference.
did, yeah, because then it wasn't just Oklahoma.
Right, exactly. Because Texas has been whack for like the last decade.
Yeah,
Um,
decade plus.
yeah, they won 1 or 2 national championships in the early 2000s, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
so
I think it
20
was like,
years ago.
Wasn't it like 2006 or something last
Yeah,
time?
that sounds right. Yeah, what's Steve Young, right? Was that his name? No,
No,
it was
it
Young.
wasn't.
Young was his last name.
Yeah, I
Steve
can't-
Young's a white.
Yeah, that was
quarterback.
the quarterback for the Niners.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Fuck, I forget his name. Anyways,
I can't remember. But yeah, it was something.
So yeah,
young.
pretty much
Bryce?
has just been no.
No.
It's been Oklahoma for a long time. Just Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like I can't even. Who else had in the last 10 years has had serious success in that conference?
They haven't.
They haven't. TCU is the only one.
Yeah.
And it was last year. So and they got all the way to the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma hasn't done that. They've gone to the playoff, but they've never gone to the Natty. So it was huge for. So Big 12's got some rep, which is sick. And I think if Colorado had to get out of this whole Pac-12 thing, they had. I think it's way better for the future of the program, if they were to go to the
Yeah.
because of
It's.
the,
I know.
the Big
I
12.
was
It's
just- And now seeing what happened a week and a half after they left, it's like, yeah, they made the right decision.
They did. I think writing was on the wall for everybody in that conference, right?
Yeah.
Look at all your fucking
But
ads.
I think the best
God, I
thing
hate it.
I think the best thing that Pac-12 can do is dissolve and merge with the Mountain West and create a new Power 5 conference of combination
Ooh.
between Mountain West and Pac-12.
Well, I was thinking the
weird.
same thing. But I didn't think it in that way. I
merger-
thought they were just going to recruit a bunch of schools
well,
to come up.
but the thing is, you have to recruit a majority of your
Majority,
conference
yeah.
instead of a couple of people to replace the UCLA
Yeah.
and whatnot like that.
Man.
It's not like you're replacing a couple of teams. You're replacing the majority. So
Let's
it's
see.
like you should just dissolve and turn into the Mountain West and make a new Power 5
Because there's not,
conference with
besides
that.
Stanford, that's like the only one in the remaining in the Pac-12.
Cal has spurts of really
True,
true
true.
greatness. Oregon State has
True, they have
has
spurts.
really good possibilities.
They do. Especially, they just got Clemson's old fucking quarterback.
Yep.
Shit.
And then Stanford, Stanford was a ripper. when McCaffrey was there.
McCaffrey was there. Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Elway
Um,
came out of there too.
Elway came out
Yeah,
of
so
Stanford.
like it's just you just need a good coach because Harbaugh was the coach when Luck was there. So
Right. But what I was kind of thinking of those caliber of schools, Washington State is definitely good. I could see them as a Mountain West team.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think would they just overly dominate the Mountain West if all of those teams were in there?
I was watching one and they said Stanford would overly dominate exclusively in anything besides basketball and football because they pointed to the fact that Stanford is pretty much the pipeline college if you want to go to the Olympics.
Fuck, so true.
Almost like
Swimming?
It's something like
It's-
60+%
Yeah.
of all Olympians went to Stanford.
Which is absolutely fucking
All
insane.
U.S. Olympians.
That's insane. So,
current Olympians or something like that.
okay.
Like it's just the pipeline.
But that could create other sports to do really well,
Yeah.
like basketball and football. So, like it's shown,
Yeah.
they've won a number of Rose Bowls. So,
I just so
It is
sad because Pac-12 was my by far favorite conference because SEC. Everyone points to SEC. SEC is like the pinnacle.
It is.
That is
Yeah.
the conference.
it is.
And then, but the thing about it is, SEC they don't give two shits less than a fuck. I'm gonna
Right.
keep on saying that saying
Yeah.
about any of their fucking games unless it's against top dog. If they just are like a win's a win. Who the fuck cares? Whatever. Blah blah blah. Unless it's against Georgia or Alabama. If they beat either one of those two, they're like, oh my god,
Right.
and they're ripping down the fucking goalpost and
Right.
tossing them in a river.
Right.
And it's great. But it's only
like
against
the
those
greatest
teams.
college football in that moment.
Yeah, it's only those
Right.
things. And then
Yeah.
Big Ten is only Ohio State and Michigan. After that, it's like there's nothing that has that par. Pac-12, any Pac-12 in-conference game, and I will die on that hill, that any in-conference Pac-12 games, they treat it like a national championship. Every single, and that's why, and I have said this, and
Feels like-
I tweeted this out to multiple sports podcasters that I
Yeah.
watch, and they almost all of them, except for two, agreed with me, and they're like, honestly, that is a very legitimate take. They treat it like a national championship, and that's why they never get into the fucking playoffs, because they slaughter each other and ruin their fucking records, so they can't get into the playoffs. But it makes the best football because every single in-conference game is
It
like
does.
you have to be perfect or
Right.
you are fucked,
Right.
and it's amazing.
And I think mainly that comes from, I think the Pac-12 has always looked down as like the baby brother of all the top 5 conferences. I think even compared to the Big 12. I think the
Right.
Big 12 has always been looked at as a huge conference.
Yeah.
Obviously, Big 10 and SEC are the biggest ones. And the ACC's, because of Clemson, is
Yeah.
known as like a top
And
conference.
and Florida State because
Florida
the heritage
State,
of
Miami,
Florida State.
Miami too.
Yeah,
So-
the 2009.
No, that's number 3 for sure. And then Big 12, but then always looked as number 5 in the Big 5 conferences is the Pac-12.
the fifth one was
Pac-12.
always Pac-12.
So,
It was only the big jumbo when USC was going on tears.
right. So,
Yeah.
I think they always play like they have something to prove.
So what's the what do you call it? Conclusion to this? Like when
Yeah.
does it start to? Because sports can go forever.
So
and everything.
2024 is when everyone moves because that's
Okay.
the end of the
After this-
Pac-12
after
conference.
this season.
Because I heard what's happened. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm
this
wondering.
is-
This is the last season before all that.
This is the
okay.
last of
And-
the Pac-12 pretty much.
You know how the playoff
So-
is just 4 teams make the playoff?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to 14.
14
after this season.
after this season.
Holy moly!
So
What's
it's
that? First time in
college-
history this happened?
yes.
Kind of? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
College football is just like
It's gonna
I see
be
how
a
serious it
it's
is
gonna
now.
be a new sport.
yeah, and
Whoa.
college football will never lose its like unique charm because it's college football.
Yeah.
It's kids playing, and just for the examples I was saying before,
Yeah.
it's you got 100-year-old fucking men that played
Yeah.
80 years ago, watching the same team, same band, same songs
Yeah.
in front of the same 18-year-olds and all this
But
stuff.
it's gonna feel so different. Like this is
the
practically
overall arcing will feel different. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like college football as a whole just went from junior college to college.
Yeah.
I see.
It's
Dang.
it's
So
I hope it
Yeah.
doesn't get to this point. Like it really feels like this, but it's turning into semi-pro.
Yeah.
yeah.
football.
So it's
Especially
almost
with
a change.
NILs and everything else.
So, all right, we should probably transition.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. College football just
So
a couple
next
weeks
year-
away.
Yeah,
So
fuck. Dude, I've had so much.
So
yeah,
I
we
know.
could go on forever.
sports are just
go.
like
My
that.
conference
They-
is
they're good and
dead,
they're bad.
bro. My conference is dead.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens to them.
It
I'd be
is.
fine if Boise State went. I think I've been waiting for Boise State to go to.
I know,
We'll
but
find out
I've
next
seen
year.
a
So-
lot of tweets of Boise State. Sorry, I've seen a lot of
dude.
Boise State fan tweets, and they're like, "I have literally dreamt of the day that we could be in the Pac-12 for the past 12 years,
and now,
and now I don't want to.
Right, that would be the worst time to go. Yeah,
Now I don't want to do
they'd be
that."
like, "Oh, you guys just jumped in because."
Dude, the
yeah.
Mountain West is a better conference than you guys.
Bro.
That's what I tweeted out, and it got like fucking 500 views on
Oh,
Twitter.
jeez.
It was like, I said, serious question now. Did Pac-12 just lose its Power 5 conference status and give it to the Mountain West? Because legitimately,
hilarious
the
to
Mountain
think
West
about.
has better power, has more,
It could, yeah,
has more
definitely
fucking
could.
power.
Yeah,
Cool.
Fresno State, Boise State. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay.
We'll
We'll
all right,
transition.
we have to
UNLV.
wrap
All
up.
right, press
UNLV.
Dilly's button. Press Dilly's button.
We have to
San
wrap.
Diego State.
Right.
Hit
right.
that
San
butt.
Diego State. That's big. That's big.
That's cool. Find out next year. All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
This week in Dilly Sport.
That concludes Dilly Sports.
All right,
So
it's
that
cool
was
to-
fun.
It's cool to hear
Like
about.
40 minutes topic on.
I don't give a
sports.
shit. We haven't
It
done
was-
this in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it
Right.
was cool
We
got
got
to
to
hear
catch
about
up.
it.
We
It's
had
going to be a
catch up.
4-hour podcast. It's all good.
Now to something that actually matters. So we've got. I'm just kidding.
Look at the book.
Oh, the book. No, I was going to talk about.
The book.
honestly,
the thing I didn't read.
I was actually going to talk about money.
Yeah, I do
But-
want to talk about that.
You want me to talk about the book the whole time? But go ahead.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk
All
about
right.
it. No, it's fine.
We had our topic. You can
I'll
do
be
our
like-
topic. We'll end with the book.
I'll be like a chick now. No, it's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Nah, fuck you.
And then,
It's fine.
All right, let's talk about the
I
money
didn't
thing.
see that coming for some reason.
So, this is huge.
Okay.
This month, I don't know what day, but I found this article and
What day is it?
well, I don't know this.
Well,
day.
it's a Monday.
Nah, damn it. No, this. I don't know. Okay,
The 7th?
BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
Yeah, BRICS nations, they made a new gold standard global currency to combat the U.S. dollar.
Well, I don't think I remember asking. So, they're developing.
I think
We
it
lit-
says right there.
I think
what
we
he just
literally
said.
talked about this on episode
No.
86.
This is happening. Like this is happening.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, we talked
But
about
I don't know
this.
what the beef is. I don't know what's going on with you. But they're developing
and then pushes the button. All right, back to sports. Nice. So we talked
Just
about
because
it.
we literally talked about this on a previous episode.
I know, but it's happening this month. Like I don't think we
Yeah.
talked about their meeting. Did we talk about this on the previous episode?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Well, it is actually there's no more like
Russia,
if
China,
maybe
South Africa, Brazil,
Brazil,
and
Russia.
a few others.
Yeah, so Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are developing a new currency that will rival the U.S. dollar as a global reserve standard. Okay, this month, the leaders of BRICS, they're going to meet in South Africa for new currency, of course. Nothing like this has been done in 50 years. They're comparing it after World War II. Talking about gold, and if the gold standard was now applied, I guess, put back in place, I guess you could say. So then that's why all these people are, all these banks are collecting gold and everything. So basically, this goes along with what Bank of America said. The Bank of America economists had reported, they said there was going to be a mild recession. Now they're instead saying it's going to, let's see, they instead expect to see economic growth that, quote, dips temporarily below trend without turning negative. So now they're downplaying it. And
Well, yeah, they're just speaking out their ass because it's been on a
Yeah.
downturn for the past 3 consecutive quarters.
Yeah. So now this month, I feel like it's not saying they would make a new currency at the end of this month. It could be early next year.
Well,
or
what are the
something,
odds
but
that it is able to rival strongly against the
So
US
what
dollar?
I'm saying is
all right.
the problem is
Go
so
ahead.
it's obviously a Russia and China
Right.
push in this
Right.
because China has establishments across the globe doing so much stuff with
That's for sure.
CCP, which is fucked up.
Right.
Florida did really good by saying CCP could not own property in Florida.
Right.
That should be a national thing.
That's for damn sure.
I don't know how we're letting just different governments own land besides their embassies in the country.
Pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, if a company owns it, okay, but the country,
That's dangerous.
that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So China has that establishment, and Russia is heavy mining. That's like a huge industry is mining in Russia.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to be able to pull a lot of gold out of the ground.
Right.
So that way they'll be rich as fuck. But
Mhm.
in the end, some of the most highest producing gold areas is still either in the U.S. or in Canada. So they're trying to rival the U.S. dollar, but what is
Yeah.
their like? So long as the United States has balls and Canada has balls and backs us up with it, Minnie just looks fucked up right now,
So
dude.
That looks
What's
so
she doing?
funny. Oh my
She had one eye shut. Her ear was fucked
was she
up.
doing?
She had her paw. She was like having
Her
a
tongue
seizure.
was out.
She was like,
was it? She daydream? Okay.
she looks like she was.
That was so
she
funny.
looks like she was roadkill
Look at
for
her.
30 seconds. Oh my god,
Look at her ear.
dude, that fucking threw me out. Oh my
That
god.
was so
So-
funny.
But anyway, so yeah, if
She
the
was
U.S. has balls
I've
and
never-
says, so then like all these other countries are like, okay, I need gold for this gold standard currency to work. Like we have to have gold in the government to back it, so that way we can, because it's essentially like back when the gold standard was with the U.S. dollar,
'Cause they're doing
every
that.
single dollar was a promissory note.
Yeah.
It was, here is $1 worth of this promissory note means you will get $1 worth of gold if you turn this back in.
Yep.
Essentially, and that was it. But obviously, and then they realized like no one ever turns it back in for the actual gold, so no, they switched away from not actually doing the gold standard anymore, and it was like kind of impossible
Right.
with a country this size. You can't keep that much gold in Fort Knox
So
and whatnot. So if the, I'm sorry,
No, you're
I'm
good.
almost done. If the U.S.
I
and
didn't even
Canada and all that has balls and says, okay, you can have our gold, we'll sell you our gold, but you have to buy it in the U.S. dollar. Then the U.S. dollar gets strengthened thanks to that currency existing.
it's a good way to look at it too. But also what's happening is I know we talked about this, but they've collected gold already. Everybody's already collected.
Yeah, that's what I opened
Gold.
with.
Okay, so I didn't need that attitude. So I think central banks are already stockpiling gold reserves, according
wish
to
you would listen to me
IMF.
sometime.
Well, I wish you'd stop talking. So Gold Council in the first 2 months of this year. So the largest
wish you'd
purchases
just
of
sit
gold.
up straight.
If you really stop, be great. Singapore 51.4 tons, Turkey 45.4 tons, China 39. You get that? There are lots of tons of gold. They're taking
Lots
a lot
of
shit.
gold.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so this basically would make BRICS, the whole thing. They use, account for more than 40% of the world's population, have aggregated global GDP of 31.5%. Anyways, they use a lot of our money, and that would make them completely self-sufficient. And here's the thing: as this is the most important part, I think. I'll sum it up from here. But as reliance on U.S. dollar diminishes, central banks will begin dumping their dollar reserves. This will result in hyperinflation. A spike in interest rates to compensate for the loss of purchasing power, of course, kind of happening, I guess. Falling asset prices, further accelerating U.S. decline. The trend of de-dollarization is occurring, but it's not something unique. The rise and fall of empires and reserve currencies are apparent throughout history, from the Dutch Empire to the Guilder to the British Empire. And anyway, so they're saying it could be something that ends badly. But the hyperinflation is the most important one, because we saw a $10 bottle of ketchup today. It's like $10, and we're
Damn.
like, whoa. So that's, I guess, what we're getting at. I mean, that's, yeah. But it, we're all
Yeah.
educated on it. It's just
Yeah.
good. We know it's somewhat what's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to prepare for it. We can only do so much.
Honestly, it's like I'm concerned for it, but I'm not like super concerned
Yeah.
because just of the pure logistics of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there's so much necessity, like semiconductors, iPhones, any
Yep.
any phone, fucking laptops, Xboxes, cameras, batteries, everything uses precious metals.
Yeah.
Yep.
So them saying it's a gold-backed currency means that they actually have to destroy their money to make a phone. So it's further expensing human resources that they're not going to just stop making phones. Like China, if China says, sorry, our money's gold back now, so those iPhones that we make hand over fist,
True.
we're going to stop doing that because we can't literally just put our money in the phones and send them to the United States for you guys to have our money again.
Yeah.
That's literally
interesting.
them sending their money away.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be
like
interesting. Yep.
this precious metal thing, it's like it's a nifty-ish idea, but like the value of the precious metal is the usefulness of it.
Yeah.
And way back when in fucking the Dutch Empire and the all that shit in like the fucking 1400s, it was great because it didn't actually have any use besides that shit looked good.
Yeah. Shit shiny, bro.
It's like, damn, that shit fucking sparkle.
It's funny to think about.
I would
actually.
love to
True.
see some slaves die so I could have that around my neck.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
what the mentality
how about
was.
that
Like
ice?
fucking,
Yeah, the ice, you stand on top of that
you know,
pyramid,
fucking,
you own that shit.
good old CC, Christopher
Yeah,
Columbo.
That's it.
Good old fucking CC.
Iced out Christopher Columbus going across the fucking
He
ocean.
fucking spat on that ground and he was like, it would be. Like,
He's got a grill in. He's fucking
yeah,
cruising.
he's like, yeah.
Little
Yeah.
CC dropping on the damn
It's
land
like,
right now. I'm about to
listen,
explore in this bitch.
Listen, I know
Make a
fucking.
statue about me.
I know like 9 million of you died from smallpox because I got this grab.
He said small pack.
But you know what's worth it? This grab.
Dude, just
Dude,
ice.
I love when this grill twangs off my bitch's pussy, bitch, when I eat that
Boing.
shit. Ow!
You see Christopher
see
Columbus.
any of that
That's
coming.
200 on the neck.
I did not.
Good old CC.
Yeah, with that part.
CC
That
dripping.
fucking got
I
me.
was like, CC. No, Clitoris.
Oh, my. Clitoris Columbus. That's the title.
Clitoris Columbus.
Hey,
rolls up the
hey, you know,
tongue.
tell me,
Get it?
I like to
Oh,
explore.
Rolls
you
up
know
that
what?
tongue,
Let
like
me,
that tongue.
Let me explore some new land. I got to get in there,
my
you know.
God. I'm fucking dead. Holy shit.
But either
Oh.
way, yeah, it was cool back then because they didn't.
I gotta write that
they didn't
down.
need that for anything
But-
besides dripping.
I think
They only
yeah.
needed it for drip. They didn't need it for nothing fucking
But
else. You
doesn't it make
think
it-
you need gold to make a ship? You need it to buy the wood to make the ship, but you don't need it for all the fucking ship.
Oh
So
my
wouldn't it make
God.
it more valuable if our U.S. dollar was to
Yeah, so
collapse,
gold is
so-
more valuable because there's the world and human nature has created it to where we have to have gold.
something to back? Yeah.
We have to have gold for the tools that we use to survive in today's world. So
Okay.
there's the new value of the gold because it's still got that drip value.
yeah,
but
definitely drip belt.
It also has utility to it.
Yes.
Now at this point.
You lies.
So now instead of having just the drip value with this utility, it's
Yeah.
like there's no one in the world where it's like, here's a hammer, give me bread.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's a great
but
analogy though.
this gold is a
Like
tool.
here's a sock.
Yeah,
Prison rules type shit.
yeah.
You know.
Gold
Flip it.
is a
You can't do
material
that.
that's a tool now because you use it in your phones.
Yeah, I'll give you
so,
Twinkie for a
yeah.
fucking-
It's not like here's a fucking It's not here's a hammer, give me bread.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
No.
So them literally sending away money, it's a nifty idea, but in the end it doesn't fucking work.
So it'd just
Because
be-
then it eventually becomes the hoarder, and that's when fucking countries go back to the fucking 1400 cc grill fucking let's
Yeah.
fucking rob you, bitch. Where he's like, I'm gonna send a fucking plague so I can drip. I want my dick encrusted in rhinestone strip. That's when fucking
24 karat cock.
yeah, that's when fucking 2026 CC fucking Putin boy fucking comes in and he
Iced
says,
out Putin.
I really like that fucking drip in your goddamn mountain, China. I'm pissed that I ain't got that mountain. You know what I want? That goddamn fucking dripping ass mountain, fucking bitch. Holla at me, boy, when I got my fucking pistol fucking whipped across your head. That's what they want. And it's just going to be gang rivalries in fucking in Indochina because they want the fucking gold mountains.
Oh, Jesus.
They do.
So
well,
it's going to be like a fucking mix between Harlem and fucking The Hobbit because they're just
That's gonna
fighting
be
for fucking
interesting.
gold in the mountain. And yeah, so it's
That's
going to be
right.
like fucking 1400s again where it's like, why did you kill millions of people? Oh, they had shiny things.
So here's the question: do you think people would start trading just silver and like, well, not gold, but like, do you think people would like? What if the dollar died? We're like, yo, you let me get one of them silver eagles.
Yeah, you got
And you're
a,
like-
you got a silver bar?
Yeah, so yeah, you could
which,
shave it off.
I mean, like they do, they kind of do now, but that they trade it in for dollars.
did you know this popped in my head? So we know Estes Park, obviously Colorado.
Yes.
Did you know they still trade? Some people trade silver there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Colorado was a huge. I mean, Colorado had the gold mine, the gold rush,
Yeah.
and whatnot in 1859.
That's why our
But-
basketball teams call it the Nuggets,
Yep.
not chicken nuggets.
But yeah, Colorado
was
has
chicken
always
nuggets.
been a really big producer in silver.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's huge though. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool that we're
Colorado has a huge mining heritage.
well.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean,
It'll be
so
interesting.
buckle up. That's all I gotta say.
Buckle up.
Election year next year, it ain't gonna be easy. They never make it easy.
CC got that drip
Yeah,
drip.
CC got
God,
that.
I haven't laughed like that in a long
He's
That
time.
got
was
that
fucking
cold. He's got that gold crusted bell end helmet.
This girl,
And
she
only-
ain't never seen nothing
And
like
only
this.
7 million Native Americans had to die for it.
Oh my
A small price to pay. So
Someone
bad.
had the mind. For
So bad. So bad. Sorry, it's all joke. It's all
Yeah,
joke.
it's all joke.
Yeah,
We got-
CC was like, "Yo, poke a hot tits. What that goddamn mouth do?"
How long were you brewing that one?
For the last like 6 seconds.
Pocahontas is so good though. That's so good.
I'm gonna
Pocahontas. History books are changing now, kids. Pocahontas. What's your stage name? Pocahontas. Shit. Oh my
I
God.
almost- That's almost as.
That's
that
really-
might be better.
I'm thinking of
actually.
Pocahontas differently now. I can tell you that much.
I'm searching up on Pornhub tonight.
But
Clitoris, Columbus, and Pocahontas. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Pocahontas gets slammed by Big CC.
Poke a hot tits and stepbrother John Smith coming out of nowhere.
No. Isn't John Smith the Mormon? Is that the Mormon thing, or is that something else?
What the?
I thought
What
that
are you
was
watching?
Joseph Smith?
wrong Smith.
Yeah, that's Joseph Smith,
Smith
and
is
his
a very
26
Mormon
wives.
last name,
My
though.
God,
Brother Smith.
Holy fuck.
that's so good.
Oh, oh God.
Well,
Holy shit, that was good. Now that
Tell
was
you what,
good. Holy
I mean,
Oh my
it
god.
took me a second too. Like Dilly started losing it, and I'm like,
oh my
Oh.
God.
yeah,
That
that's
was
because
so
that's funny
good.
as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's really
God.
good.
Holy
I
crap!
haven't used that saying since middle school. I thought that went
I've
up
never heard that before.
Dude, I thought that shit up in fucking
oh God,
I need to trademark that.
I
shit.
thought that shit up in middle school, and then like I just forgot about it because it was like middle school fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
We
humor.
gotta
Yeah.
make that like a T-shirt or something. I don't know.
Pocahontas. It's like Pocahontas with some really pokey tits.
Yeah.
Some nips.
Poke a hot tits and CC's Magic Grill.
It's Christopher Columbus iced out.
That's come on. That would
That was
crush.
really- oh,
in
yeah.
merch. Come on now. That would crush.
That'd be amazing.
God.
So
okay.
basically,
Whew.
yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ.
that I haven't laughed. I thought I haven't laughed like that in a long time when I the Clitoris Columbus, but the Pocahontas. I was literally about to.
Poke a hot tits. What that mouth do?
I was about to need to fucking be resurrected. I was about to need CPR from.
I'll make that neck sparkle if you give me that gut gut.
Jesus Christ.
So did you
Okay,
to transition a little bit?
we got to talk about the book.
Book real quick. This real quick, and then we'll do the book. I can't try it. I'm trying to find a website that's not CNN. That's what I'm telling you right now. I'm just trying to. Anyways, Oregon can now pump their own fuel. Did you know that at a gas pump?
Oh, they finally revoked that law.
Yeah.
Oh, was there always someone that had to do it
Yeah,
for you?
How wild.
that was it's an old like 1980s
Right.
law or something that Oregon had
Because
to
they needed
70
workers, right?
Yeah, they were just trying to like help the fucking job market. So they were like, "Here's a way to make the job market. You can't get out of your car at a gas station. Someone else has to do it for you."
After
and now there's like that's like an
Wow.
extra 3 jobs per
I'm surprised I
gas station.
Isn't that weird though? Like, I'd be
Yeah.
like, don't touch my car.
Right.
Like,
That is
I don't
such
know.
a
Well, I
weird
mean,
thing.
that's how it used to be for everything because it's
Wow.
customer service.
Yep.
Oh man, that's
Tell-
cool. It's nice. You know.
Quick, flip your shit. Look at his ads. Oh, it just popped. It just went away. But he had so many of it's just all fucking helmets and
Oh,
shit
nice.
because he looked it up.
Nice.
Look it up once.
Fanatics is like, oh,
Yeah, sports guys are like,
We're gonna get some money out of you.
insane.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Oh,
Oh,
what is that?
I don't know.
Makes it bigger. Okay, so we got to talk about the book because
Yeah, talk about the book.
we're already like past an hour and shit. So
That's fine.
it is fine.
We've been gone for a minute. We
have been gone.
a lot
Yeah,
of stuff has happened.
a lot of stuff has happened.
Yep.
It's fine. We're having fun. We're rolling. I think we're cooking good. Like I could,
we're
I
cooking
don't-
with fucking gas.
I
I'll tell
don't
you
see
what.
why we need to be slowing down on this.
No,
pod.
you're right. You're right. But we've got a few chapters to go through. That's all I got to say. So
yeah, we do.
it's the finale of the book.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
what I'm saying.
Finally,
Took
the
us a little
finale.
bit. Took us a little bit, but now we can move on to a new book. So,
Yeah.
so we can figure that out after this. But you got your book.
That's my room.
I finished it. Dilly.
I finished it up to the very end of the. What's that? That epilogue dialogue shit
Okay.
you're talking about?
Well, you
the
finished
last,
the
like, 2
chapters.
pages. Yeah, I finished everything else.
Okay.
So I
That was all that was asked. There's more to read, and I strongly advise you finish that stuff because it is really good. I only had like a
Right.
couple notes. I was on vacation. That's why we missed last week.
yeah.
If you listened to last episode, you knew I was going on that trip, and it was a trip where I did read. I had time to read. I read the whole rest of the book,
That's great though. Yeah.
but it was just I didn't want to like take notes and shit. You know?
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
blame
like,
you.
I was
No,
like,
you're on
shit.
vacation.
I
You're
was on
still
vacation.
still
I just
ahead.
wanted to read it, so
Yeah, you're still
made sure
doing
to
it.
get that done. Right.
That's good.
So I only have a couple notes, so I don't really need my book for this. But that does mean
I honestly just want to talk about the last chapter. I don't even.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that.
we could just.
I honestly like. I feel like the last chapter was the best chapter. Like that. Like, do you guys?
Probably.
If you have anything to talk about for like the
Other chapters.
up and down the chain of command and decisiveness amid uncertainty.
Okay, well, I'll talk about the up and down the chain of command just real quick.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting, just way to look at things.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point of the
Yeah.
whole chapter is it's not just down the chain of command, right?
Yes.
That's how it's just always thought of, right? It's like, okay, boss tells this boss, all the way down, right? Tells, But everybody has a brain, and everybody
Big
can
brain.
be pretty smart. So
Yeah.
what if someone right at the bottom has a really good idea?
Yeah.
Might help the guy at the top. So
1000%.
I thought it was an interesting way to look at it,
Yeah.
ask questions, and try to
Yeah.
get ideas
Yeah.
out there.
And it's only strong as the weakest link. So if the
Right.
lowest guy is normally your weakest link, but he's bringing some of the strongest assets to it, that's only going to create a
Right.
stronger chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that chapter. But excuse me, it was I like that chapter. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is really good. It is really interesting. I do like it.
That was chapter
Yeah.
10.
Mm-hmm.
What was chapter 11 again?
It was decisiveness amid uncertainty.
Okay, so it was like I'm trying to remember the chapter.
I don't
It's
honestly
so
don't remember
hard.
a whole lot.
But that one's essentially just trying to make the best decision possible in very obviously uncertain times and very times where there it can be so much happening where it's hard to like make a decision, but
Right.
just trying to get one clear in times of stress and stuff like that. I think
Right.
was
Yep.
the purpose of the chapter, if I remember correct.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I think 12. Which one?
Discipline equals freedom, which
Damn.
this is the most motivational self-help talk chapter
No
of
doubt
the
about
whole
it.
fucking
Yeah,
book.
That's
So
why
Dilly, take it away.
I was gonna say that's why I slowed down towards the end. You know, I was kind of
You slowed
know.
down the whole fucking book.
well, I know, but I was reading it and I was like, yeah, he's talking about how his story of everything cool. And I was reading like more application to business, and then I slowed down, and then that's why I stopped because I was like, okay, this actually is really good. And Tanner was right. Tanner was talking to me the other day,
Yeah.
and you were like telling me towards the end, it's like shit, that's really good. I actually slowed down. I was like, all right, let me set the book down, take a break, come back to it. I didn't come back to it yet, but that's that. Yeah, so it's good. But
That go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you got more.
Yeah.
no, that's really
So-
about it. Go ahead.
Yes, that whole chapter kind of what I don't want to say what I was looking for because I learned every chapter taught me something.
Yeah.
I loved this book. I really love this book. It's one I'll recommend. And I was on the trip. Marin's uncle saw the book, read a chapter, wrote down the book. He said he's going to pick it up
Pumped.
when he gets back. So
Nice.
thought that was really cool. I
Nice.
was like, okay,
Yeah.
this book's legit. So, but I knew that, and I had like 10, like not 10, but like a handful of people asked me about it and wanted to talk all about it. So it was great. Loved the book, but this chapter was like, boom! It was
Yeah.
it was it.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite chapter of
Yep.
the book, and the placing of it obviously was great at the end of the book. So,
Yep.
but just
Really
The
gets
title-
you ready for book 2.
I know I'll have to read. There's
I'm
just a
gonna have
couple
to-
chapters.
I haven't
at
read
end.
the second book, so I need to read the second
right.
book.
This is the second one of these.
Yeah, so the
Oh,
second
I know.
one's dichotomy of leadership. So like that, how Jocko talks about it is like after like so many years of this book being out, like they noticed how like some people were missing it just because of the nuance. So honestly, it's like it would be a book for you because
Yeah.
he's like it's much more of a self-help, personal achievement, like nuance, like the little bits that you need to do
Yeah.
kind of thing to make the extreme ownership lessons work out in the real world kind of thing.
Definitely.
So,
Okay.
but discipline equals freedom. I mean, man, that just that just says it all in the title, really, for what they talk about in that chapter and stuff. But like that, I don't know. It might just be a like known quote, not just like one person said it, but the whole like motivation is temporary, discipline is forever. I try to tell myself that as much as possible because when you have motivation, it feels like you're fucking invincible. Like when you have like the most motivation,
Yeah.
and you are just like wake up and you're just like boom, I'm just can't be stopped that day.
Yep.
It's awesome, but it doesn't last very long.
Yep.
Right. Just maybe if you're lucky, a month.
Right.
Right. At the most. Right.
It's also
Right.
about discipline.
But
It
then
comes in waves.
you're right.
Yeah.
It comes in waves. Exactly.
Yep.
So, but it ain't gonna be there most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you got to do? You got to have discipline. So
Yeah.
Discipline keeps it there. Yeah. Keeps
Yeah.
it going.
Yeah, and the simple freedoms, like the example they were showing, and like examples they showed throughout the book, where it's like they were disciplined and followed the guidelines, brought Iraqi soldiers with them, so they got more missions. So their discipline of those guidelines allowed them to have more freedom to have more missions,
True,
which is
true.
exactly what they wanted. Simpler terms in just regular life, if you're disciplined enough to wake up 2 hours before you actually need to wake up for work or whatever,
Right.
and make your bed first thing, now you have 2 hours to do whatever you need. You want to
Yeah.
do an hour of gym, it's ready to go. You
Right.
got that. You have more free time because you woke up earlier
Right.
to do what you want to do instead of what you have to do.
Right.
And if you make your bed first thing with that discipline, no matter how bad the day goes, just like that fucking Navy SEAL graduation speech guy,
So good.
Right.
yeah,
Best.
Man. So good.
you
Yep.
it's still after all of that, because you were disciplined and what made your bed first thing in the morning.
Right.
You don't even have to think about it, and you can go straight to bed whenever you want
There
when
you
you
go.
get back home.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so like your discipline gives you the freedom of relaxing the second you get back instead of needing to do more work, and waking up early gives you the freedom to do more that you want to do instead of more just barely getting by with what you have to do.
So true. Yep. Absolutely. I love also in that speech. I should know that SEAL's name, but that did that speech. But he like jokingly was like, if you have a terrible day, but if you make your bed and then have a terrible day, guess what? You're gonna come home to a bed that's made.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a kind of a joke,
Yeah,
but
it's true.
But there's so much like truth and power to that, honestly, at the same time. So, but yes, I liked in that chapter
Yeah,
how he wanted to get more stuff done that he wanted to do because he only had so much time in the day to do stuff that he had to do. So, yeah, I like that. He was like, I just had to be more disciplined and go bed earlier and wake up early because there was disciplined guys that would party all night and then still wake up early as shit and do what
Yep.
they needed to do and wanted to do before they had to do stuff they had to do. So
Yep. And then I really like the list. And
yes,
this is something that I've always believed and understood, but
Right.
I've never really been able to put to words
yes,
to it.
Same with me.
With just a general philosophy of
Yep.
like acting the correct ways of a human being is not a definitive list.
Of course,
There's contradictories at every step,
no doubt about
and
that.
to do the correct thing as a human being, like to treat people correctly is contradictory. To be a good person to someone, you have to be a dickhead and hard on them, because if you're too soft, it's not
You're not
you're
helping
not
them.
you're not helping them. But
Yeah.
you also can't be too hard, because if you're too hard, all it does is continue
Push
to
them away. It's,
continuously break them down without ever giving them a chance to build back up.
right.
So it's a contradictory, but
It is.
yeah. So this book giving the list of a good leader must be confident but not cocky, courageous but not foolhardy, competitive but a gracious loser, attentive to details but not obsessed by them, strong but have endurance, a leader and a follower. That's just a super fucking famous
Right.
part. Is like the best followers are good leaders.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Or
Vice
and the
versa.
and the greatest leaders are good followers.
yeah. Right.
Yep.
Humble but not passive, aggressive not overbearing, quiet not silent, calm
That's cool.
but not robotic, logic but not devoted to emotions, close with the troops but not so close that one becomes more important than another, and more important than the good of the team.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I think that list might be the most important part of the book.
Yeah, I think
Honestly,
so. What
And-
makes you?
it's like
It's the only page I'll like dog ear. I don't want to dog ear just to like mess up books, but that's the one I'm going to dog ear.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like
yeah.
I got 1,000 tabs of all
Yeah.
these pages, right? Which I'm not going to do again. But I'm going to see that book and be like, Jesus, I got quite the highlights on this book. But I'm going to see that one dog eared
Yeah.
page,
Yeah,
and
yep.
that's because of that. And one of the ones that really stuck out to me the most was be competitive but be a gracious loser.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn that because I've always been super competitive, like
Same. Yeah.
crazy. Dilly knows. Dilly knows. But
That's a good thing.
there is so much empowerment in taking a loss the right way,
Yeah.
right? So I've had to
Mm-hmm.
learn that and try to be better at that because the will to win
Yeah.
is so strong.
Yeah.
So the building that crumbles to the ground when you lose is like so immense, right? But taking it the best way possible shows a lot of respect and
Right.
power. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and leadership.
Yeah, so but like yeah, great book, and then yeah, Dichotomy of Leadership, definitely gonna have to get that.
Yeah.
Um
Gonna read just
Yeah.
on our own time. I think would be
yeah.
just awesome. Just to get that. But they did great. I thought all the stories were really interesting. I think they did a really good job. It's I don't want to say it's for dummies because it's not, but it's very like simple like
Yeah.
leadership like. So a young person that doesn't know anything about leadership could totally get this.
1,000%, and it can
Yeah.
help so much.
And even to that same point, the most experienced leaders
Yeah.
can also learn something from this book.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with that. I think some of the chapters, I'm like, it's almost so common sense that I
But
was
it's-
like, yeah,
Yeah.
but it would.
But it's cool.
It's one of those
Right.
things where unfortunately sometimes it's like it just is overlooked, and
It is.
you go
right.
off of that list, and it's just simple things that forces people to overlook, like being overly cocky.
Right.
It can make you overlook the simplest aspects of a good leader.
Right.
Yep.
Marin's father asked me what my favorite story was, and I thought it was a good question because there was a lot of stories, a lot of great ones. But I think the one that stuck out to me the most was in the chapter "There's no bad teams,
yeah,
only
the
bad
boat
leaders."
crew.
Yeah,
The
the boat crew
crew.
story definitely was the one that stuck out to me the most,
Yeah.
just because it is so true. Obviously, like every other story and point they tell, but just the fact that the boat crew 2 or whatever 6 was terrible and we're just yelling at each other, but they switched with the best leader, and
Yeah.
that both of those boat crews or both boats did fantastic.
And
So,
it shows a side-by-side example of like if you follow this book and
Right.
whatnot, and you take this stuff to heart and you truly become a good leader,
Right.
versus just not. You like kind of just read it and let it pass on through your life, and you don't actually take it in,
Right.
and you don't do anything to it, and you just
Right.
don't become a good leader. That is a side by side example of like exactly what the outcome is.
True. Exactly.
Like this is a good leader. Like you
Yeah.
might not follow everything in this book, and the book might have
Of course.
things that are missing that you think are important, but like
Also
in
true.
the end, like if you're a good leader and you're a good person and you do good things and you do the good habits and you have the good disciplines, that good boat leader will become you. But if
Right.
you don't do that, you let yourself just wither away kind of thing.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be the other book.
And that dude was living hell.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly. So no, it's exactly what you said. It's literally just two different lives.
Yeah.
But in a simple story of like boat crews and racing
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So yeah, no, it's really clear and a great story. I like that one a lot. So
Tilly, at the end of it all, did you have the biggest takeaway possible that you could get?
I mean, nothing. I mean, nothing. I say nothing yet because I didn't really.
nothing really stood out.
Nothing really. Not. I mean, I can't. It's hard to say no, but no, nothing really like stood out necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I do think it's a good book. I think it's a good book. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but no, nothing that stood out. I can think of.
Nothing that
I
like
don't-
really like you were like, fuck, that's actually a good thing to pull with, and I'm gonna fucking put that in my toolbox.
Nothing that I can remember at the moment.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't remember a whole lot.
All right.
But
um,
Fair enough.
trying to
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I think I was glad to remember that story because
Yeah.
I was like, when he asked me that, I was like, oh man, there's so many good ones.
Yeah, there are
I
a
wanna
lot
tell-
of good ones.
I want to tell a good one, but that's like the only one I could tell like to somebody. Like, there's so many other ones that I'd miss some details.
Yeah, and it's
That
like
one. So
that one just like is an encompassing one.
right,
Like it like really has the whole thing, which is it makes sense that they put that at the very beginning. It kind of like
true.
sets up the what you need to be ready for kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because yeah, it's like I still remember like the sniper teams, and you have to fucking sledgehammer out a wall, and they were on a roof, and a
Right.
dude falls
that
down.
was another one. That was
There's
really
that
memorable.
story. I remember the thing where it's like the dude was like calling in to fucking blow up a whole entire building, and then they realized, oh, this is the wrong building, and
yeah,
all this and that, and like have the tact, and then like the plan with the fucking hostage rescue, and they were like, well, this pit.
That one I liked a lot. I told
Yeah.
that one as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's all the specifics. But like, yeah, those first couple of stories where it's like the holistic, like the blue on blue story and the boat crew story, just like encompasses
Right.
the essence of it so
Right.
well.
Yes, exactly. It was great, and I think some of the stories just felt like, I don't want to say too good to be true because they had stories every day of
Mhm.
craziness happening, but I think just because it felt that way is because that's how the book was designed. It was
Yeah.
to tell a story to lead into a lesson,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I think some of the ones, like for example, I think like there was a couple stories where they were gonna snipe somebody,
Yeah.
and they like had the wrong guy, wrong building number, and that
Right.
happened a couple times. But I think just how it went down like the best way possible.
Yeah.
But that's only two out of like the who knows how many different other stories happen, right?
Right.
In their
Yeah,
time.
and it's like it has the same problem and the same knife in its back that every military true story has, where it becomes too good to be true
Right.
because you read the whole book, and a 7-month deployment, clearly they're not going to write about their whole 7 months. They're going to talk about the highlights.
Of course. Yeah.
This had 12 chapters, so 12 stories.
Right.
And not even all those stories came out of this deployment.
Right.
Some of them were the boat crew that were at training and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like 12 stories out of probably
So
probably
many.
10-month deployment or something.
So much.
A long ass cycle.
So
So
I think some of the stories got a little like I don't know,
weeds.
washed down or something, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, but that was just kind of inevitable with like just telling as many stories as they did, and
yeah.
some of them truly like amazing, unbelievable stories. So
Uh-huh.
that only they would ever experience.
I think what is pretty cool is that, of course, at the start of the book, he was talking about how like they had to make sure what what could be declassified, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
talking about. So it was pretty cool that it's like really the inside scoop.
Yeah.
They did a good
Like-
job at kind of walking that line
Yeah.
of giving
Right.
justice where justice is deserved and needed, but
Yep.
not giving too much information out and stuff. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I like that at the beginning of the book. Glad you said that.
Yeah,
But-
that's pretty cool.
The appendix, I think it was the appendix,
Mm-hmm.
I found that really refreshing
Yeah.
to read
Oh, yeah.
because it was so like raw for a book. I think like if you just listen to it on a podcast, it'd be like normal podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But just because it was just like a Q&A essentially, right? But I thought it was so cool because it wasn't like this same like just layout that they had the whole book, right?
Right.
It was completely different than the
Yeah,
whole book.
it's like its own separate thing. It's like a mini
Right.
book at the end of the book.
right about what they've talked about the whole time. So I thought that was really refreshing. It was like the easiest part,
It was a
easiest read.
great wrap-up.
Yeah, I thought it was a super easy read just because it felt just more like natural, I guess,
Yeah.
compared to like the rest of the book. Nothing to say against the rest of the book. I think just because how it was orchestrated, each chapter was a great way to do it.
Uh-huh.
But it was just different than like a podcast. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. They put that in. And you
For
got to
sure.
read that because it's actually really
Oh
cool.
yeah,
So
I'll
For
read.
sure.
I will read that.
So now that
what's
we're
the
com-
next book?
No,
Oh,
because we've come down to the end of this
Okay.
book.
we have
And I was really hoping Dilly was going to just deep dive on a paragraph or something. Where
something.
Go on.
Yeah.
Really grabbed at his fucking rib cage and fucking
Right.
shook him to the core and said,
Right.
so, but it didn't happen. So
Right.
I want to do something.
oh no.
And I want to have Dilly do something.
Uh,
So that way we can try our best. One last shake. One last shake.
One last Delia.
One last baby shake.
Yeah.
One last shaking baby.
fucking hate
I
it.
put a thing in our doc.
Oh, jeez.
I would like Dilly to read this out
Mm.
loud and have a live reaction to, and commentary on what he thinks it means and what it says to him.
Oof.
It is
dude, I
very
hate
short.
this.
It's not bad.
Hold on.
About me, something I have to take accountability for, or some shit like that.
Just read it. Read it out loud and tell me what you get from this. Okay?
I haven't been on our doc for a minute. Oh, jeez.
Did you type
oh,
that?
jeez.
Where'd you get that?
That's not the important part. The important part is you just read it out loud.
Oh, fuck, dude. I feel like I'm got a missing assignment or something. I got that fucking.
No, read it out loud.
Just read it. No, stop reading it.
Why?
Read it out loud. Come on. It's for the viewers.
The strength of a man might be able to be measured by his ability to recognize his own morals and worthy actions, than having the fortitude. What is this from?
Just read
Just read it.
This is probably from the book. This
Just read it out loud.
Okay.
Stop asking questions and then
then having.
start from the top.
Fuck, dude.
Just read it
I
and
hate
then we'll
this
talk.
because I feel like you're gonna throw something back at me.
No, no, no.
I don't trust anybody. I fucking don't trust anybody
Oh my
anymore.
God.
All right. The strength of a man might be able to be measured by his ability to recognize his own morals and worthy actions, and having the fortitude and self-worth to say no when the world challenges that. But at the same time, that strength can mask, protect, and coddle a man's immaturity, also removing opportunity for growth of mind, body, and soul. When a child is growing up, their natural response to anything they have distaste for is a simple no. They don't like the food. Answer no. Get me something else. They don't like how hard it is to do something. Answer no. I want to do something easier. This is too hard. Something makes them uncomfortable and unhappy for a moment. Answer no. I don't like how I feel. Then society will teach these children by going the complete opposite and falsely showing the value and expectation of blind obedience and acceptance to the world. This is really good though. Saying yes, many people will learn and imagine that this new world they see inside this blindfold is a new world and always has been, never to question it, and doing so makes a new natural environment and new natural reactions. The yes environment. By that same process, some people will realize that what they have been doing remove themselves from blind acceptance of yes. Then they return themselves to blind rejection of no. There is no difference between these individuals. Both have chosen to think there's only one correct way to live, and it so happens that it is their natural tendency that they have known since birth. Both are unwilling to process that there might be true benefits on how the other acts. This is probably the most the biggest intervention piece that I think you guys have given me. Both can't ask the question, am I holding myself back living this way? These people are the same. Both are small children too immature to see past their natural tendencies and grow themselves as a human being. True growth of a person will begin when they listen, process, selectively incorporate aspects of another person's life in their own. Ooh, that's deep. The blind imitation and no continuation of either saying yes or no will not grow a person, will not help a person achieve understanding of how the world can truly benefit them. It is only when a person can understand some aspects of their own life and some aspects of a completely different person's life with a different perspective. Yeah, that's accurate. Then how that can contribute to their own in a beneficial way. The reason why so many people choose not to live this way because it is an inherent challenge to your beliefs and understanding of the world. Any person can fall back on their natural tendency to say yes or no when certain occasions come to you needing to answer. It is a challenge for a person to look at that same situation, think about the possible outcomes, and decide if natural tendency or the opposite is the correct answer. It will also solidify your beliefs and what you know and what you understand, constantly bringing new ideas to the forefront of your being. These multi-daily challenges of your beliefs and tendencies. Damn, this is a burp, my fault. And tendencies will callous your soul and create stronger self-being and self-worth through greater understanding. It will always be a direct result of challenging your perspective of knowledge and position in the world. That's huge. That is. In the end, it is truly a great strength to understand your natural tendencies and be able to use them in practice, but it is also a great burden on yourself in future if that is the only strength that you might possess. Blind possession of an environment will only lead to stunted growth and inability to see further possibilities in life, just as much as the ability to measure strength by the ability to say no. You're equally able to measure maturity and wisdom by the ability to say yes or no, striving for challenges and avoiding comfort. That's it. That's the end of it. That's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the best way. I mean, the best way it's all laid out. I know that was like directed towards me, and I think half the time, if I'm being honest, is half the time I don't know. You know, we'll talk about it after the pod, but I don't know. I'm not
Process
man,
it.
I'm not
What do
gonna
you
say
What do you want to say about that?
I think it has to do with how I grew up. I think it definitely
so?
does. I think I'm clueless. I think I don't know what I don't think I know what the world has to offer because I'm just so used to going, I don't care. Like, I just don't care.
So you're
I'm
going
like,
off of a natural tendency of no.
It's a natural tendency, but yeah, it's more comfort too, but it's like,
Just like that was saying.
like, but I'm not that I'm clueless, but like, I'm clueless of how the world really is because I haven't gotten out there because I'm more.
So do you think
I'm happy where I'm at, but
Right.
I don't know what is,
But is
out there.
So are you protecting yourself and not allowing your life to be calloused and strengthened by saying yes to something that's uncomfortable and challenging to you?
I think it's a comfort zone thing because I'm happy where I'm at. But
Right.
But I think that's the thing is that in my head I'm like, oh, I'm happy where I'm at. I'd rather not mess with any of that. Like that's just how my brain works.
Yeah.
But
But
I
what
think
possible
getting out-
opportunities and how much happier could you be through a greater challenge?
yeah, I think being uncomfortable. I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I don't know who said that, but I've heard that somewhere. I think it was Goggins or something. I don't know. But that's what I have to do. I mean, yeah, that's what I have to do. I mean,
That was great. Where'd you find that?
yeah.
You really want to know?
Is it in Goggins' book or is it in this book?
Nope. Neither one of those books.
It wasn't a book.
It was not a book.
You typed that?
Yep.
No fucking way you
Yeah.
did. Dude, go to Harvard. What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, that was
Dude,
like 15 minutes of me just staring at the ceiling before I was about to go to sleep.
That's insane, dude.
I've been reading way too much philosophy.
No, that's
right now.
that's actually insane.
Lots of philosophy.
I've been reading a lot
Keep-
of philosophy and psychology
Keep that
and
in the chat.
sociology.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
that in the
it ain't
chat
going nowhere.
because I understood every little bit of that. That's insane. That's the best you could have laid everything out.
Yeah, that was me just staring at the fucking ceiling.
Yeah,
like,
how
I
much
can't-
philosophy have you been?
Dude, you need to
going
fucking
through?
write a book. Like that's
that was
insane.
just that was literally fucking 15 minutes, and I was just like, I can't sleep. I'm gonna type this because it was like my train of thought at that moment, and I was
Right.
like, I'm gonna just type it.
I mean,
And then
I've tried.
You
I
do
typed
get-
it, and I was
have-
like, all right, now it's out. I'm asleep.
I've tried to write stuff before, but that's like explains everything perfectly.
Yeah, I was
I
just
mean,
tippy tapping on my phone.
that's insane.
Well, it's
Like,
hard
you
to
realize how the
it's hard
level
to
of that.
express because I've thought that stuff before, but it's getting it into words.
Yeah,
It's the
that's the
hard
biggest
part,
thing. That's what makes
so,
you a good writer. If you
Right.
can write,
So,
that's
But yeah,
fucking-
isn't it-
I understood all of that.
Right.
Like it all made sense. That actually
Yeah.
like
But I,
completely made
but
sense.
that's not what I wanted to be hearing right now. I've been wanting to hear you
What?
just like think, process, and
Yeah, I will leave that in there. I mean, I'll think.
take some pulls from it.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Any big
that's,
pulls? So like, yeah, you're a comfort zone thing is a big pull for you.
I think a comfort zone and
The natural tendency, just like falling back on that.
yeah, it's just I really, if I'm being honest, and I know I've talked to Tanner about it before. I think the biggest thing that separates me from all of my friends, it's not all about women in general, right? But
Mm-hmm.
me not having a girlfriend, like
Mm-hmm.
not having a woman, that's the person that will help you grow. I feel like, hey, this is weird. Hey, don't do this. Hey, do that. I've
Uh-huh.
never had that. Someone,
Right.
I've been just doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I haven't had as many experiences because I haven't had that person.
Well,
Like, even if you guys hired someone to fucking follow me around and be like, you stupid motherfucker, what are you doing? Like,
That's
I just
why-
need someone.
that's why we try to help so much.
I
but
know, and I appreciate it. Like,
there is a lot of truth to that, of course, because
Yeah.
having a girlfriend or a wife in the future and stuff obviously gonna
Mhm.
really teach you,
So I
keep you
think
in
that-
line and shit.
I think that's
but
what I need to do.
You can't rely,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. I need it.
obviously.
And
That's
I-
how men go into a dark
Yeah.
place, or vice versa too.
And I think now more than ever, because in the past, obviously, you guys know, well, months ago, talking to someone, didn't work
Right.
out, and
Mhm.
I've really started to find what I like. I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
find what I like to do, and now I finally feel like I don't need, like, not that I needed anybody, but I don't
Right.
feel like now I'm perfectly fine where I'm at,
Right.
Right.
but it
Well,
would be
'cause
nice.
right when you figure out yourself and truly who
Yeah.
yourself is, that's when
Yep.
a
'Cause
person will come into your life.
Yep.
I think, and it's first time in my life it felt like this. I think when you find, like you said, you find what you like to do. They have their life. Then you
Mhm.
come together, share your happiness, your thoughts, your
Yep.
Right.
That's what it's about.
That's one great
Mhm.
So
life, and that's
Yeah,
what
and then
family's
it's
all
a
about.
a combination of individuals to create one bigger
yeah,
shared life.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So-
exactly what it's about.
My biggest takeaway, I think, from it was saying yes.
Mhm.
What journey can be taken from saying yes to things.
Mhm.
So it's funny. I was just complaining at the beginning of this about how I don't want to stay the whole time. We were
Right.
talking about moving and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But what if I say yes? All right, you're right.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
so then
It's a
stay.
great, yeah, great
Your
example.
natural
Yeah.
gut feeling is saying no.
No.
I'm gonna leave and I'm
Yeah.
gonna do what I want to do because that's
Yeah.
where I'm comfy right now.
Yep, I
It's
know.
true.
But
So that's
yeah,
that's it.
But what's a bigger challenge? Like you're moving.
Yeah.
Inside baseball, Dilly's moving.
And what I'll stay here if there's
Yeah,
that's what life is about, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
yeah. So that's like you just got to think about that, and it's like
Mhm.
you saying no. Sure, it is a challenge to move as far away as you are
Yeah.
and starting up again and seeing what happens. That is a challenge. But in the end, you are still doing a comfort zone thing. You are
Yeah.
doing like I know where I'm going. I know my fallbacks. I know
Definitely.
this and that. But just staying for one more month, kind of thing. That's not your gut tendency.
Yeah. No,
that's not your blindfolded environment that you only see.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like you saying yes to staying for another month. That's a challenge in yourself to. That's one more month. I have to make it or break it on my
Yeah.
own kind of thing. So what growth can you measure in your own self
Yeah.
from 1 month's challenge?
Definitely.
A single month's challenge of
Mhm.
trying to create the most out of anything that you can.
Yeah.
Because you truly have no barriers right now. You don't have a
Yeah.
job to tell you, well, I do have a month, but I only have a month at 4 to
Yeah.
8 p.m. and then I need to go to sleep because of blah, blah, blah.
It's weird.
You have the month to do everything you can possibly do.
Yeah. That's true.
A lot could change.
Yeah.
Mentally and just in your
Mental,
life around
physical,
you.
life, emotional. People can
Social
come
life,
into your
yeah.
life that you may never want to let go of.
Yeah, I know, and I think it's giving it my last shot. Like you know,
Yeah, you never know what could happen.
so I think the biggest thing I need to stop worrying about is, of course, not that I worry, but it's like I need to have going fishing, going to simple stuff like that. I need to stop worrying about any money aspect because it's just in my head. Is because I don't have a job.
And that part that I was talking about, and if I was awake more and I was willing to write more, I probably would have written a lot more about it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a shout out or a allegory, like the allegory of the cave. It was kind of that kind of thing. Allegory of the cave, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I think that was Socrates that did it. It was one of the Greek
I'm
philosophers.
gonna start reading philosophy. Holy shit.
Greek philosophers, but essentially what the allegory of the cave is say there's a guy that's chained up on this side of the water bottle, okay? And this is going to be the cave. This is the cave. So he's chained up on this side of the water bottle, okay?
Yep.
There's this fire right here and back here, okay? And then there's people that walk behind him in front of the fire. And he gets to see the reflections of those people and those things walking past on the wall of the cave that he's facing. But he never truly sees who's walking and what's moving behind him. He just sees the shadows that's casted by the fire on the cave wall. So what is the reality? Is the reality the things that are creating said shadows, or is the shadows that he's only able to see and interact with his reality? What is the true reality? So what I'm saying with those blindfolds, you're blindfolded with a yes or a no. Your reality, the society put this blindfold on you to have the natural tendency to say yes or no, but they're still both the same thing, a blindfold on your face. But so people just so carelessly and effortlessly accept the idea of this blindfold being their own reality, that the wall of their cave, that they accept it so wholeheartedly, the blindfold is their whole reality. That's how I see the allegory of the cave. The wall of that cave and the shadows that he sees on it is only his reality if he accepts it as his reality. If he accepts that there's no further reality other than the reflections on that cave, I don't know why I keep on saying reflections or shadows. The shadows on that cave.
Yep.
Then that is his reality. But if he refuses to say that those shadows aren't casted by something else unseen, then if he refuses that and says there is something casting those shadows, then there is a further reality that's unseen by him but is truly there. So that there's so many people that have that blindfold on that blindly say yes or blindly say no to the whole entire world.
I like that.
And that blindfold is their reality. There is nothing past that blindfold, and there never will be to them. And that truly is just their reality. And so that's why it's hard to not get mad and annoyed with them, but you can't really, because that is truly all they know and all they believe is true. And all there is to be. But some people will realize and they'll feel the blindfold on their face. And they'll know, yes, this blindfold is on me and it is a part of my reality. But it isn't my only reality.
Right.
Yeah. That's deep. That's good.
No, that's
and
fantastic.
that's where true maturity comes in, is when you're able to recognize that blindfold.
Yeah. I think
that's good.
I'm definitely hitting that point where I'm like, I do worry about when I'm 30, not saying 30 is old, but when I'm 30, will I be as as healthy as I am? Will I be able to do, financially too, and of course, stuff like that.
Okay.
But
so last things
I'll
say is money thing. You've gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Mentality.
Better, but
still can get so much better, right?
There's always more growth.
Of course, there always is more growth with everything. But I think, Robert was talking about that mentality.
Yeah.
That mentality can keep a lot of people poor and stuff if you're, striving to do
too much.
Be successful and all this stuff.
Definitely.
So, just because, the whole saying, stepping over a dollar to pick up a penny, right?
Yeah.
But I just think with worrying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think having more faith in God, I think, is
Yeah.
really powerful. Obviously,
Yeah.
Definitely.
don't want to turn this into a church, church Sunday or anything. But
But I have been for sure.
I know
So
you
you
have.
gotta-
But I think having all, trust and faith in
Just
God.
letting it go.
Yeah.
Because
Having-
I've heard what book? Oh God, it might have been that freaking Steve Harvey book.
Right.
One of
He's
some
pretty damn religious. That is probably
one
good
book.
bet.
I think it was a book I was reading, and it said, sometimes you just got to jump, put all faith in God, and jump. And,
Right.
and they said, or like that's how the best stories are made.
Right.
I was like,
So-
yeah, it's crazy.
So I think when you're ever
Maybe do that.
stressed or worried about something, I think that's something this trip I just had really helped me a lot with
Yeah.
stress and just anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was stressing about everything going on in my life. Everybody's got problems and stuff going on, obviously.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So with all that stuff going on in my life, I was starting to stress a lot. Lots going on and all this stuff. But this trip, I just had a lot of time just with me and him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, tell me like, hey, there's a plan to this, so don't worry about
That's
it.
the thing.
You know?
Yep.
There's something's gonna come out of all this stuff, so don't worry about it.
And I think we're on that spot in our lives where we're like I don't know, like we want to. I feel like I just got to do something, but I don't know why. It's that rush, like I got to do something.
Of
But
course,
it's
just so much level of uncertainty for
Yeah.
this moment at our age and stuff.
it is.
Yeah.
It's the uncertainty. Yeah.
Well, that's a great way to end the podcast.
Anyways, wrap it up.
That was
I should write more when I'm about
You
to
should
go
write
That was
more.
insane,
That
dude.
was very impressive.
Was that when you're sober too?
Yeah,
Like, you did,
I was
fuck, dude.
I
That's
was just about to go to sleep so I can go wake up early for work the next day.
It's been a while, but I
Yeah.
have
Been a
gotten-
while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's since I have done that though before, not
Yeah.
to that level, but I've done it where I'm like, just so much stuff that is like legit in your head.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just gotta put
God,
down.
I have so much fun on this podcast, guys. This
I-
podcast is so much fun. Dude, literally in one episode, I'm going fucking CC got that drip, fucking poke hot tits to
this
the
fucking-
allegory of the cave.
the
You can
other
also
half
use
of-
it as the fucking blindfold.
Strategically, if you look at the
I mean, that's like on the other side of his brain. Just
there
like
really is no podcast
Oh my
like this
God.
one on the
I
internet.
really
No.
enjoy fucking pinballing from
It is
fucking that to that.
Polar
Oh my God.
opposites. I mean, man,
It's truly fucking great.
it is.
insane.
I mean, what it's like. We talked about a lot. I think that's just how this podcast is supposed to be. We've always tried to
Yeah.
hammer it down and pin it down
Dude,
to one topic.
We just have too much fun not.
just
sticking to
shit-
one topic.
throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, we have too much fun just
too much fun.
talking about whatever the fuck comes out of our heads.
Because it should be more fun for us than anybody else. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
well,
I need a fucking floss after drinking that.
I know, dude. I kept
Honestly.
drinking
Dude.
water after that. It's,
Dude, I have some fuzzy teethers. I feel like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
70
full of
fucking
chocolate.
6 grams of
Dude,
sugar will do
I
it.
literally fucking brushed my teeth twice already today.
Oh, wow.
feels chocolate.
I had some good teethers.
Your
I
teeth.
flossed this morning,
Yep.
and
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
after one fucking Baja, I'm like, fuck.
I never remember it being like this. Like this.
I feel like it's different when you get it from
Detrimental.
Taco Bell
No. I
because
think it's
it
the
has
ice.
the ice. Yeah,
Yes,
Mhm.
it dilutes.
This is
It does.
concentrated. Yeah. This
Right.
is like.
yeah, exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
it's concentrated.
Dude, that's like main veining.
it
it
is.
is. It's
Main
anyways.
vending straight Baja Blast sugar into your fucking
a little
body.
dome ski.
Yeah,
dumb piece.
All right. Well,
Good drink though. Glad you got it because
Yeah.
it's limited.
it was
time,
a winner.
so
It
you
was
had
a
to do
winner.
it.
Limited time. Oh shit.
Yep. I think it's your drink next, right? Because I had the Pepsi last time, right? It's been a while. It's been a while.
Been a while. I
Yeah,
think
Pepsi.
you was that the one before this, or was my
What did you have?
Arizona hard teas?
No, that was a while ago, wasn't
Was
it?
it?
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we
it's
were
been
all
a-
gassed up about the Pepsi. when I
That's
did.
right.
So
So you're next, I think, right?
I
I know what mine is next, so don't
yeah,
get
it's,
it.
yeah,
but
so it might be. We'll
All
listen back. We'll find out. Let us know in the comments if we're
Yep.
stupid.
So great episode. Honestly, might be my favorite episode of all 92
that
episodes.
was-
that might be my number.
That was
one
good. We hit a
episode.
long
all
range
all
there.
of the thing. All great sports topic.
Yeah.
Great, like educational, like finance topic.
Yeah. It was
Absolute
one.
hysterical topic.
Now let us know what topic we
Hysterical
should.
financing.
maybe the most hysterical topic after that,
That
and then
was so good.
one of the most deep we've got.
Yeah.
We've gotten deep. but
Yeah, that was
pretty
deep.
So
Yeah.
That was Titan. Deep.
insightful,
Deep in the cave.
deep.
Yeah.
Deep in the
Implosion.
cave.
Very deep in the
Implosion
cave.
Yeah.
So
My fault.
let us know how
Yeah.
you enjoyed it, because man, did we ever?
That was a great one, yeah.
And Minnie fucking looking absolutely
Dude,
high off
she,
her ass.
I really hope they get to see that.
I
I hope
she was
you're.
looking at you, so it won't be easy. But holy moly, her ear was pinned back,
Dude.
tongue was out,
No,
one eye closed,
open.
You gotta
Hand-
zoom in on that.
Stupid, like
paw was up
yeah,
like this.
like she was having a locked arm. She was
You
like,
gotta zoom in. Pause it later, and then we'll
So
check it out.
like you
funny.
know when you get when like the zappy things when you get electrocuted and your arm goes like stiff and it's like and you can't
Yeah.
move it. Like
Yeah.
her paw was doing that. Like
her face wasn't moving at all. She was like,
yeah, she was like
That's so weird.
she was like, I'm
She
doing
had a
my
little
best
stroke?
roadkill impression.
that's what it looked like.
She was like,
She's
yeah.
getting older.
It was like the equivalent of a 5-year-old just like facing
I
down in a
think what-
pool and
yeah,
floating.
I think what happened, she was
like,
just,
I'm
she just,
dead.
she just,
I think she daydreamed.
yeah, I think she was just had a really good thought and just
Yes.
like couldn't let go of it. You know what I mean?
She's like,
Or maybe she was like feeling a good fucking vibe, like she like licked her paw one type of way and had it tingle, and she's like, hold it,
Keep it, keep it.
Keep it
oh, it's
there.
good. Oh, it's going up the tail.
Oh, not. Oh, don't grab me like that.
She's like, attention right now.
She's like,
Dude,
hold on.
She
I have
loves to
something
get
to
that
say.
touch.
All
That's
right.
it.
She loves to get that.
It was a good episode.
Great
Um,
episode.
We're not gonna do 2 weeks off again. We're gonna do
We'll
next
make it-
week,
And it won't be
it's
Tuesday.
macking it.
It's gonna be Monday
Yep.
next week. So
Oh, yep.
We're making it happen, and
We're
it's
making it happen.
it's doing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
All right, wrapping it up.
and yeah, we'll with the future of that podcast, we'll talk about that as the next episodes come. But
Yep.
Sounds good.
As we discuss. But
Yep.
yeah, it was great.
All right.
Thanks for everybody.
See you next
listening. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Love you.
See you later.
Clitoris, Columbus.
See.
CC, my boy.